Story: A friend in need is a friend indeed. Once upon a time, two very close friends lived in a village. As time passed, their friendship grew thicker and thicker. Now they were grown-up men. One day they decided to go and find work. They set off. Before leaving their village, they promised to stand by each other through thick and thin. They took the oath of sincerity and assured each other of help in their hour of need. They had to pass through a jungle. They had not gone far into the thick forest when they found themselves face to face with a big bear. The bear began to move towards them. They felt helpless and terrified. One of them knew how to climb a tree. He at once caught hold of a strong branch and swung up the tree. The other could not climb. He had heard that the bear does not eat the dead. So he lay down on the ground and held his breath, pretending to be dead. Meanwhile, the bear came to him and shifted him. The bear left him. When the bear had gone out of sight, the friend on the tree came down. He asked his friend, "Dear friend, what did the bear whisper in your ear?" The other replied quickly, "The bear advised me not to trust a selfish friend." Saying this, he left him and went away. Inspirational moral stories for adults. Moral: a friend in need is a friend indeed. Next story: Haste makes waste. A hunter had a beautiful hound that always went hunting with him. The faithful dog was a fast friend of the hunter's only son, who loved to play with the dog. The master also loved the hound for its friendship with his young son, who was only 10 years old. The master of the house had no one else in the house. One day, the hunter went out hunting but forgot to take the hound with him. His son was still asleep in his bed. As he reached the edge of the forest, he found that he had forgotten to bring the hound with him. He decided to go back and bring the hound. He came home but was afraid to see his hound all blood-stained standing at the gate. The hunter thought that the hound had killed his son. He whipped out his sword and killed the dog. Inspirational moral stories for adults. He quickly walked into the house and saw blood pools here and there. Just then, he saw his son coming out of his room. The boy told his father that a wolf had come into the house and was about to kill him when the hound pounced upon it and tore it to pieces. The hunter began to cry at his haste in killing the faithful creature. Moral: haste makes wastes. Next story: The Tailor and the Elephant. A tailor ran a shop in a town. He was a good-natured, jolly fellow. A man in the town had a pet elephant. The elephant went drinking at a pool out of town daily. It passed by the tailor's shop. The tailor gave him a bun every day. In course of time, they became good friends and were well pleased to meet each other. The tailor always waited for the elephant to come to him, and the elephant was also there at the usual time. Inspirational moral stories for adults. One day, the tailor had a dispute with one of his customers. He was feeling unhappy and cross. Meanwhile, the elephant arrived and put his trunk into his shop through the window to receive the friendly bun as usual. The tailor, instead of giving a bun, pricked its trunk with a needle. The elephant felt hurt at this but silently went his way to drink. The elephant quenched his thirst and then filled his trunk with dirty, muddy water. It came back quickly, but its trunk was in and emptied it. The whole shop looked as if it was plastered with mud. All the fancy dresses and rich wedding robes were mud-stained and badly spoiled. The tailor was sad, but it was too late. Moral: it is well said, look before you leap.